Here's what you missed on Phathead and Cande in the morning. Weekdays 6 to 10 a.m. on My Country 96.1.
My Country 96.1, Phathead, Cande Roth. We're looking at a really nice November 18th, 2024. Your Monday, we get up to about 65, sunshine for the high, and we're looking forward to it. A little cooler tomorrow, down to about 58, but boy, can't complain about this, can we?
No, you really can't. Really can't. Yesterday was, I think it was beautiful. I saw the sun shining outside my window, but I never left my house.
Yeah, let me see where you want to go with this.
All right.
We don't even have to get into it. We could give you a break and maybe do this a half hour from now. Let me set the scene, Cande.
All right. Oh, boy. When
because
you say you're setting the scene, all right, get ready, people.
We have a few things to discuss. We could start with the Tyson-Jake Paul fight from Friday night.
Ho-hum.
We could, and I'm going to comment a little on that.
Yeah, of course.
We could start with, took a ride out to Montauk on Saturday.
Yeah, nice.
All right. Or we could start with Cande called me yesterday.
On the phone and actually spoke.
Yeah, she doesn't call me.
No.
Just so you know.
Never. Maybe 3 times in our life.
Something major has to happen.
Yes.
And you had a wild Saturday night. Where do you want to start here?
Well, I can do it quickly. So here's the synopsis, okay?
All right.
All right, so my girlfriend Yvonne's daughter got engaged, and it was the meeting of the families. We had a lovely dinner at the Crosby Hotel down in Soho, okay? And my girlfriend Ellen was there, of course, and Ellen got very sick. And she was literally laying on the floor in the hallway. And they called 911, and 911 came about 20 minutes later. Alex, the fiance of Daniela, his brother is a doctor. So he was, tending to her, gave her an aspirin, thought maybe she's having a heart attack. We didn't know. She was very ill. Ambulance comes. I go on the ambulance with her. They take us to New York Presbyterian downtown, where we stayed until 4:30 in the morning.
Yes, and
then Ubered home very gratefully. I couldn't wait to get to my bed. Anyway, she's okay. She did not have a heart attack. They thought they saw something on a chest x-ray. It turned out to be nothing, but there was a lot of drama in between what they think they saw and it turned out to be nothing. A few hours of drama, crying and carrying, it was bad. It was bad. It was bad. So this is what friends do. I got home at about 5 in the morning, which would be Sunday morning.
Right.
Slept till about 11. You got the text. You started texting me because you were watching Sunday Morning. I always watch that. And you wanted to know why there was no pictures. And so I called you because I didn't have the strength to text all of that.
Yeah. So let me just start this way. Your abridged version of the story will suffice. And I understand why you don't. You lived this too much in the last 48 hours, so I understand
now,
why.
I know anyone who's been in an emergency room or in a hospital in general knows it has a certain smell. Am I right?
Yeah, of course, sure.
I couldn't get that smell out of my nose until about 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah, I didn't move. I didn't get out of my pajamas. I was so tired yesterday, as you can imagine. I'm a little tired today. I don't know what I'm going to be doing today. Catching up on some more sleep. But yeah, it was crazy. And also in the emergency rooms now, in case you haven't been in one recently, sometimes there isn't room to put you in one of the, cordon off stations, right?
Yeah.
We were in the hallway on a bed.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes. I have been, it's been a while, thankfully, but I've been in emergency rooms where people are in the hallway. Yes.
Yeah. So it was tough. It was horrible, quite frankly. But now we're all back home safe and sound.
Now, I'm not going to go into great detail, but I do appreciate the way you set the scene a little better for me over the phone yesterday. Let me give you an example. I really felt like I was in the restaurant when Ellen was going back and forth to the bathroom 7 times to go throw up. That I felt like
All
I
right,
was
I didn't
there.
want to get, it's Monday morning. We're trying to get it going. I don't want to get into all those graphics right now, but go ahead. Yeah, she vomited 7 times.
And then when you said she was in the hallway, she literally was at the front entrance of the restaurant and the hotel and in the hallway, in the vestibule there. And she didn't make it to the bathroom one
No,
time, and
no.
she threw up in the hallway of the hotel bar.
Is that your
And
favorite part of the story?
well, but you got to set the scene. You kind of
Set the
glossed
scene.
over.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Yeah, and
I apologize for him this morning, ladies and gentlemen. Some of these details are not necessary. Go ahead.
do we know? Was it food poisoning? What was it? A
Don't know.
bug?
Still
What?
don't know. Still don't know. They found something calcified near her lung, which is perfectly normal. They thought it might have been a mass. They told her it could be cancer, which was the stupidest thing to do. They should have got all the tests back before we burst into tears. We were so upset. She's literally planning, life after her.
Right.
It was horrible. They never should have done that. That was really, really bad. Wait until you get all the test results back. So it turned out, no, it wasn't a mass, and no, it wasn't lung cancer, and it was just a calcium cyst, calcified cyst.
Yeah.
So that was unnecessary. Okay. So we had a lot of drama, a lot of crying, a lot of, oh my goodness, what's going on? A lot of calling Yvonne, who was very, very concerned. She was the host of the party, and I'm calling Brian, and I'm telling him I'm in the ambulance. He's like, what? I said, yeah, Ellen's going to the emergency room in the ambulance with her. Yeah. It was bad.
And Ellen had to leave her car in the city, right?
Yeah, and she didn't go get it yesterday either. And Brian, my sweet man, he called her and he said, I'll Uber into the city. I'll bring your car back to you. She said, no, don't worry about it, whatever. But I thought that was so sweet of him to call her and say, I'll go get your car.
Yes, and I would have taken him up on it if I was her.
I totally would have taken him up on it. No question.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, that they should have put that on Netflix. That was more exciting than the Tyson fight.
It was. Yeah, I believe you there. It was exciting. People were running around. They didn't know what to do. The manager of the hotel, he was frantic. They were all very nice. The hotel itself was nice. The dinner was lovely. I don't want to give them a bad rap. They didn't do anything. The food did not make anybody sick. That's not why she was sick, okay? So, but yeah, everybody was running around with their heads cut off. It was crazy.
Yeah, you said it was the restaurant at the Crosby Hotel in Soho, and you said not only was the food great, the hotel was fantastic. You loved it over there.
Well, I didn't go up to the rooms or anything, but it was very, very beautiful. It was a nice place. The food was great. The people were very nice to accommodate us. I got to know Alex's family. They're fantastic people. I couldn't be happier for Daniela to be marrying into such a family. His brother, you talk about a bedside manner. He is in Stanford. He's a resident in Stanford, a doctor. So he came from California to this party. He was one of the loveliest people I've come across in a long time. He stayed with us till we literally got on the ambulance and they shut the door. He was fantastic.
That's a great story. Now, I have to ask you, on a personal note, because Candy, I know how I would have been, and I know you better than you know yourself.
Oh, really?
As you were hopping into that ambulance at 10 o'clock at night, knowing the length of time that was ahead of you, going to the hospital, all the tests, everything, in your mind, were you saying to yourself, A, I'm not getting out of this place till 4 or 5 in the morning, and B, Ellen, do you really have to go to the hospital? Does this really have to happen? Like, you would have driven her car home. You would have driven. Right? You were saying it, weren't you?
All right. Well, she was very, very sick and wanted. She's the one that said, I think I need an ambulance. I think I need to go to the hospital. So when someone says that to you, you don't say, pull yourself together and stop the nonsense. At one point in the emergency room, I did say that to her when she was planning her funeral. Okay? That's how bad it got. P.S., she wanted to do something nice for me because obviously I was a great friend and everybody wants to be my friend now, I'm sure. So she ordered, while we're in the emergency room, this Snoop on a stoop, and Martha, I forget what they call her, Martha on a shelf, sort of like Elf on the Shelf, but it's Snoop and Martha. So they'll be coming to my house. I'm very happy with that little gift.
She was well enough to order that on her phone from the
After
emergency
we realized she's not dying, she
Oh,
doesn't
my
have
God.
cancer. All the tests came back negative. The minute she got in the ambulance, she was feeling better. Did I feel like maybe hitting her? Maybe I did.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
I did. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad everyone's okay. That's the good part of this story.
I'm glad everyone's okay. Saw very handsome doctors at the hospital on the overnight. One guy, I was like, whoa.
All right,
Yeah.
so if you have to go to the hospital in New York, go to New York Presbyterian
Downtown.
Emergency. Yeah,
Downtown.
okay. Very
Right near
good.
City Hall, as a matter of fact.
All right, we're going to take a break. Great story. Glad everyone's good.
Glad everyone's good. Today, I'll probably nap some more. I'm not quite
Good.
caught up.
I want to come back at 7:47. I want to discuss the Tyson fight a little from Friday. We'll get into that. Also took a little trip out east on Saturday. Discuss that as well. How about this? How often during the day do you wish that you were somewhere else? And what are the top things you think about of where you'd want to go? I'll also tell you about some of the abbreviations that we use over text and what they mean about you. And an airport find in Peru that you will never hear about ever again. This is a one-time thing in Peru. Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty wild. That, You're Bald and the Beautiful at about 8:12. National Day's Good News Stories, late 8 o'clock hour on a beautiful day. We'll get up to 65. My Country, 96.1.
Phathead and Cande in the morning, weekdays 6 to 10 a.m. on My Country 96.1.